What's good, y'all? Happy to have you back for another video. Today I wanted to go over the difference between TradeLocker and TradingView. There's a lot of key differences that I think that can help benefit you depending on how you trade. Personally, for me, I like to use TradeLocker and TradingView. I'll kind of go over some of the reasons why. But mind you, like I said, this is just my own preference. You can take it for advice or you cannot. I'm just going to go through kind of some of the different advantages for each platform and why one may be better than the other in your eyes or not. So first, we got TradingView, right? Everyone's usually, pretty familiar with TradingView and how it works. You got these the time frames up here that you can mess with, divvying between different times, so you could see. You kind of like, I say it as like being able to like zoom out and see the chart at a different hole, or if you want to zoom in and see moves on a more precise level and see what's going on. I usually just use TradingView to be able to chart. Like, I do like the charting with TradingView. I think that's really, really beneficial. I can get in and out of trades here. You can set up limits. You can set up buys to pretty much just the same as like Meta or anything you guys might be used to if you're coming from FX or not. There's a bunch of ways that you can do it here. The only thing that's nice about TradingView is it's like, this is, in my opinion, the best platform for charting and actually doing like your trade analysis, back testing, things like that. Like, they have a whole back testing button where you can go back in time, right, and see like what you might have done different, or you can test strategies that way, right? There's a bunch of different ways that can benefit you as well. So I do think TradingView is the best. They have every single symbol and thing that you could think of, even some crypto, FX, right? They got the tech giants in there. At least I have them saved because I trade NASDAQ. And so, yeah, it's really handy. But the only thing that I don't like about it is the execution of orders. So I'll kind of give you guys an example, and I'm just here on a demo so I can show you guys, right? But let's say I wanted to get into a trade right now, right? So let's say I take a sell. And as soon as I take a sell, like let's say price is going against me and it's going in the opposite direction, right? And let's say it's starting to trend up and it's here and then it's here. I mean, you can throw these limits. Like, let's say I threw a limit here, right? And then if I got up here and then I threw a limit here, right? So it's like, the idea is as price is going against me, I'm putting orders. So then once it starts turning around, I can make money on the way back. And then I can leave my best position that I like in hopes that it's going to go to where, to where my original entry was going to be. So the only thing about this I wish I could show you like if the market was live, but the only thing on this is when this comes up here and it gets you in at price at 29,481, it doesn't have your entry here. It combines them together. It gives it an average. So like now your entry that was here is no longer going to be here. It'll probably move up like halfway here. And then this is where your entry is going to be. And then they're combined. So now instead of this saying 8, it's going to say 16 because it combined the other 8 above you, and so on and so forth. So it's a lot harder to scale in and out of trades, in my opinion, with using TradingView. But it is a really nice platform for doing like trade analysis. So I'll always do my trade analysis on TradingView. I think that's the best. But when I'm on TradeLocker, I think this platform is the best for actually executing my strategy. So if I was going to be sitting here and I was going to be taking trades, I would be doing my analysis here on TradingView while having my TradeLocker set up. So like if I know exactly when it's time to get in, I just set the same entry, or I set the entry that I'm looking to get in at on TradeLocker while using TradingView to actually track the chart things up, trend lines, breaker structure, fair value gaps, all that good stuff, right? I'm doing that on TradingView while just simply using TradeLocker to only execute. And with TradeLocker, you can set pinning limits, you can set them stops, you can set buy stop, you can set sell stop, same as TradingView, depending on where you're wanting to try and get in, depending on where price is at. Same thing on TradeLocker. It's just a lot easier because another cool thing about TradeLocker is when I place these positions, and let's say I wanted to get into a sell limit, right? Now I'm not going to get into this trade until price comes up above, right? But the cool thing about this is if I was in this trade just like this on TradeLocker, I'm not going to be able to really take profit. I mean, you can, but you'll have to go back in, and sometimes it could just be confusing, especially if you're not an experienced trader, to know, okay, does this need to be a buy stop or a buy limit or a sell stop or sell limit? And then how much units do I need to put to where am I taking half my position out, or am I putting and taking all the position out? Because if I forgot a stop loss, like let's say I wanted to get out like up here, right? But I forgot a stop loss, I would have to, I mean, on the demo, it's going to show this, but in like a real trade on a live account, instead of this being orange 792, you're not going to see that. You would have to come in and probably put a buy limit or a buy stop up here for 8, so then it takes out those orders. And sometimes that can get really confusing, especially when you're in a stressful moment and you're in a live trade. Rather than when I'm on TradeLocker, all I need to worry about is setting up my limit. And after I do that, all you got to do is just click the trade. And then you can always come back in and add your stop loss and everything later. It shows you the number, shows you exactly where you want to be, percents. You can go by a P&L percentage that you want to risk, a balance percentage that you want to risk, ticks, price, or if you want to just obviously just go off a specific level, you can just drag and drop. And it's just super easy. So on here with TradingView, if I don't have these checked previously before I get into this trade, it's not gonna set me up right. And honestly, I'm gonna show you guys what it looks like on a live real quick so you guys can understand. All right, I'm on my live account. Okay, so let me show you guys this real quick. So I'm gonna get in with no stop loss, no take profit, and I wanna show you what I mean. If I was on TradeLocker, I would be able to just, click this, drag and drop. But you can't do this here. I now would have to come in and put a sell stop above, or is it below? So yeah, sometimes I even get confused. If I was in a buy, right, because I'm in a buy right now, I would need to put a sell stop here, and this is where my stop loss would be, is where this sell stop is at. Now, if I want my stop loss to be more or less, depending on how much I want to scale out of the trade, that's where I would change the units. So in this case, all right, I'm only in a 1, so I can only get out of a 1. That's another thing. That's why I keep saying there's so many benefits. That's another thing. On TradeLocker, I can go deeper into a position, or, with a more than a 1, I could do 0.01 or 0.10 or 0.15. On TradingView, it's either you're in a 1, a 2, it's just whole numbers. You can't go into percentages and decimals and things like that like you can on TradeLocker. So with TradeLocker, they typically, with the majority of these brokers, you can only trade NAS 100. It's only showing you NAS 100. It doesn't show you MNQ because it's usually FX first broker, but that doesn't matter because you can scale down so much that it gives you the same effect as using MNQ. So it's like if I'm on MNQ and I'm throwing a 1 on MNQ, yeah, I'm on NASDAQ, but now I just need to go down to probably like a 0.01 or a 0.02 or somewhere around there to be able to get the same size that I would be throwing on an MNQ on normal NASDAQ. But if I was on TradingView, I can't do that. The lowest I can throw, even on MNQ, is a 1. And even if I was on the normal NQ, I could only throw a 1. So those are my only options. And then see, if I put this sell right here, now this becomes my stop loss. But if you don't know that and you don't remember and you forget to put your stop loss, especially if you're scalping, you could kind of be screwed, because then you're like, okay, shit, what do I do? I got to put is it a sell stop? Is it a sell limit? What do I do here? I don't have a stop loss. And so that's why another reason why I prefer using TradeLocker is all I got to do is just focus on the entry, and then I can set the stop loss later. At any point in time, I can set the stop loss. Even if I market executed, I can set the stop loss. So I'll show you guys here on this. So watch this. So I will go into a sell. If it lets me. Okay, I'm in a sell. All right. So you can see here, no stop loss, right? But just like I was saying over there, all I got to do is click the position, check stop loss over here, and now I can drag and drop, just like I was saying before. It doesn't really matter where I go or where I want it to be or when I put the stop loss. I can always add it later, and I love that feature. The next feature that I really do love is like that one that I was saying before, is scaling out of these trades. If I'm in, what is this? So did I click? I think I'm in a buy right now, or let's see. Yeah, I'm in a sell right now. So with me being in a sell, right, it going up would be me losing the trade, right, or the trade going against me. So even for example, right, I'm negative $200. You can drop your lots, or you can keep it the same, whatever you want to do, right? But you can come in here and go, okay, I'm going to throw 0.05, and I'm going to throw another sell here, and then I'm going to throw another sell here, and then another sell here. So as it's going against me, see how I'm scaling up into these trades? As soon as price comes right back down like it is right now, now I'm making money on the way back to my normal position. rather than if I was on TradingView, instead of the positions staying in their exact same spot and not like accumulating together, I can easily see what position is at what, how much profit's at each position, and when I want to close them. Like, okay, this is at $30, close it. Okay, this is positive $50, close it. And I can either hold these or I can get out of them as they go. And this is a perfect example because literally me right now showing you this, I was down like what, like $700, $800, something like that. And now that I had entries up at the top above and prices going back in my direction with these sells, I'm now positive 148 here, $60 here, $13 here. And as it's going down, I could close out these trades and be in profit, right? And so personally, I like that a lot, especially when trades are going against you. I think if you can scale out of them, it will benefit you a lot. Like, I mean, you can see right now, I just made a positive 400. Yes, this is a demo. I'm just showing you guys this for educational purposes, so you guys can clearly understand it. I don't have to worry about doing any real trades here, but I just want you guys to get the idea of what I mean by being able to scale in and out of these trades when they're going in your opposite position. Because if I would have got out of these trades when I was down 400, I could have just closed the trade and been done. And the cool thing about TradeLockers is like they even use TradingView for their platform in a sense. Like you could see all these symbols and indicators and chart things that you could do, boxes, rectangles, the Fibonacci, drawing trend lines, ray lines, the same setup that they use that I have over here on TradingView, you could do on this chart. But like I said, personally, I would just do it on TradingView because I enjoy how TradingView works, and there's a little bit more things when it comes to the indicators that you can add on TradingView that you can't add on TradeLocker, but you can still get a really, really good use and still be very familiar with TradeLocker in the sense of knowing how to maneuver around the chart, because it's not too different from the actual TradingView because they are very, very similar. I mean, you can even see on this left-hand side over here compared to this right-hand side over here, the time frames, everything is pretty much the exact same. TradeLocker is literally using TradingView's trade setup or trade platform in a way to where it makes it very user-friendly to be able to bounce back and forth from the two. Now, the only thing about TradeLocker and the difference between TradingView is TradingView is going to give you real precise numbers. If you're trading TradeLocker, majority of the time it's going to be an FX first broker. So the price is going to be a little bit different, but the candles are going to be the exact same. I know that can sound kind of confusing. I think the market just closed, right? Almost? Yeah, 20 seconds. Let me just close these real quick, huh? If it lets me. See, this is another thing. I can just close all of these. I can close all the positions. I can close the positive positions. And I really like that feature too, because you don't have to sit here and try to guess. You could say, oh, you know what? I want to close everything that's positive. I could have done all that in one click. I can't do that on TradingView. So all positions, and then once you close them all, they're going to be all closed, right? But the thing about it is I don't think it's letting me get out because the market is closed. Yeah. You just want to be able to really be able to make a decision and make a decision quick and be able to execute, whether that's going to be closing the trade, opening the trade, whatever you may do, whatever's going to make that process smoother and easier for you is going to help you in your path to being a consistent, profitable trader. And so being able to sit here and be like, okay, you know what, I'm going to close all the positive, I'm going to close all the positions, I'm going to leave some pending. It's just a very clear understanding and very easy execution of closing or getting in the trades. But back to the price difference, is the price is going to be different. It's going to show you a different price, but the candles will be the same. And so that's another reason why I like to always have TradingView next to me, because I want to make sure that it is matching and I am getting it in the right spot. As you can see here, this red hammer candle right here compared to this red hammer candle right here is the same. And then you have this next candle here, which is this one leading with this rejection to the downside and then coming back up, right? So you can see these patterns are the exact same and the candles are the same. But when I'm at the bottom of these two candles right here, you can see this for price says 29,309, and over here it says 29,059. So it's almost like a 300, I don't know if you want to call it point, whatever price difference, that this is saying 29,059 and this is saying 29,304. So it's a little bit different in price, but like I said, candles are exactly the same. So I always sit here and cross-reference. And if I'm drawing my charts out, I'm just making sure that I'm cross-referencing each candle and making sure that what I'm seeing on this chart is the same. Like if I wanted to get in like I did today, right here, I'm matching this candle with this same green candle right here on TradingView, right? And then taking my orders here, and I would be taking my orders here. Different price, same entry, same spot, profit, right? So for me, those are really the big factors for me and the difference between both. Like I said, use this information as you will. You can, stick with TradingView if you want, but I'm telling you, the moment you come to TradeLocker, you're gonna be like, wow, this is crazy. And I guarantee your results will change too. It's just a lot easier to execute and a lot easier to place and entry trades. But TradingView, to me, is still the #1 spot to get your chart analysis and back testing and really just making sure that you're looking for the perfect setup and entry. TradingView. Execute, TradeLocker. That's pretty much it. Probably been rambling about the same shit over and over, but I just want to make sure I stress the difference between those. Check them out. And another thing too is the broker that I do use for TradeLocker is called GatesFX. They're really nice. They have 1 to 1,000 leverage accounts. Minimum deposit is $500. I'll leave the link below in my description. You guys can check it out. Join. You can even start with a demo first. You don't gotta have to, load money up first. Start with the demo. See how you like it. Cross-reference. And I guarantee if you start with the demo and you try it out, I promise you will not have anything negative to say about TradeLocker. But yeah, when you set up this account, just click TradeLocker. You'll go to continue. Obviously, this is after you set up all your stuff, right? And went through and set up your verification. You set up your KYC and all that good stuff. You'll come to open a live account. Choose the 1 to 1,000. If you use a link, you'll be able to use the 1 to 1,000. If you don't, it'll only give you 1 to 500. So definitely use the link down below. And like I said, click 1 to 1,000. Once you do that, click continue and your account will be made. I'm not gonna click continue because I already have one. It would make another. And then once you are done with that, you then can come to deposit funds. The nice thing about Gates is they're one of the few brokers that allow you to use a debit card or credit card to fund your live account. Most FX or live accounts or brokers, you have to upload with crypto or some type of asset like that to be able to fund your own personal account. But like I said, GatesFX is really nice because they allow you to use your credit card or debit card. So it's really nice. Check them out, or don't. Check out TradeLocker regardless. There's plenty of other brokers to look at if you want. I was just recommending you one that I use personally. But yeah, feel free to check them out. I'd highly recommend it. And like I always say, comment, like, subscribe, show me some love. And comment down below too on like what you guys want to see. I know I'm starting a new YouTube channel. I'm doing a few, different things like vlogs, trying to like put out some actual gaming information for y'all. Some like little TED Talk moments that I'm going to start putting out as well. Just try to like harp on different things that can help connect with you guys. So if there's anything you guys want me to go over, cover, talk about, do that you guys like and enjoy to see, let me know. We'll make it happen. I appreciate y'all. Peace.